Who all's in there? Unfinished project. Outfit live. Keep a hammering. We're trying. As you can see, working on this Yamaha. We got that turning. Went back to the machine shop today and they double checked a couple things. And we got everything cleared up, and fixed up. So we got it rotating now. We got a rotating assembly in, or actually the crankshaft. I'm gonna turn this thing around here, see it? You can turn it with your hand, that's the way you like it. Right now, turn this back up here. I should have put some grease on that over there. I'm gonna turn it right up here on number 1. Turn that down. All right, now we'll start getting some rings on some rods and pistons. A numero uno. A numero uno. Okay. Rings. Open these packages up. What's everybody doing tonight? Get a couple of these out of here. I cannot see. Yeah, do the twist. You got it. You got it. Just did a live a while ago, and that's what I had on it. Just do the twist. I mean, not a live, but a short. Did a short on that. Yes, sir. Get these rings out. Right. Numero uno. Been waiting to do this for a minute. Get it started. What's everybody got going tonight? This evening. I was going to do a live last night, but my camera, well, I did for a little bit, but my camera died on me. So, actually my phone. Numero uno ring. Now, numero dos. Number 2 ring in here. Dot to the top. Always. Ring is on there. Right. Put roll on. Dot to the top. Reckon? Is that a dot? That's just a scratch. This don't have a dot. I don't see a wedge. I don't see a notch. Looks the same on either side. There's a little bit right there, let's see. Same thing right there. Let me get my spectacles on. Anybody have to put any spectacles on? assuming they're the same, no matter who I go at. No, I don't have one of them fancy ring spreaders and all that stuff. Okay, got number 1 on. See if I can get this rod cap off. What are you doing, Cat? Again, Cat's in here roaming and checking things out. What are you doing? Let me get some of this out here. Don't need that, need that, or that. We can move this over here to file 13. What y'all got going? Hammering. I see Lars in there. Unfinished project. Anybody else? Throw a thumbs up in there for me. Let's see if I can find my ring tool now. Let's see. Got it. Now let me get my hammer. Anybody else in there tonight? Hey Josh, you got a bunch of thumbs up. We're slowly putting this motor together. Slowly getting there. We're getting started though. Yep. Gotta get some bearings out of here. That's the type of bearings we're using. Right there. Right. That's King Racing bearings, if you're wondering. I'm not a professional at all. But I have put a couple of these together through the years. Looks good to me. Assembly lube. This is the assembly lube we're using. Right there. Red line assembly lube. Right. Let's see if we can get this down in there without knocking a knot on them. Yeah, just a little bit of oil in here, just enough to lube it. Work. We'll see how this goes. This is the first time I'm using one of these ring compressors. Like I say, it's the first time I'm using one of these ring compressors. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I might have to get my old squeezer. There we go. Just like that. Let me get you turned here. Line you up. Right. Get your cap. Just to make sure I got everything right. Okay. Okay. One. How about that? Okay, that's one. And we get three. I'll do this whole thing over again. Again, I'm not a professional. Anything you see me do on here is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Don't try to follow my goings. I'm liable to lead you in the wrong direction on what you want to do. Bottom ring's on. Still number two here. Dot to the top. Right, got that one. Unfinished project says, yeah, this is a 355. It's not the 355 going in the S10. This is 355 going in this modified right here. This one is not going to be as strong as that one over there. So this one is just barely over a stock motor. I want to get my impact hooked at. Yeah, this is just over a stock motor for this class that we're going to be running in. The 355 that we're going to build for the S10 is going to be just a little bit better. It's going to have a better camshaft in it. And these jokers right here are tough to get off. I'm telling you right now. Put the swirl lock on them. Okay. But yeah, this is a flat top 355 motor, but again, it's just a basic motor. It's going to have a set of 487 open chambered 76 cc heads. So you can tell it ain't gonna have no compression. It's flat top pistons, low compression. Hang on, man, I gotta go get my buddy, my cat over here. He's wanting in. Get over and get up on something and knock it over. He likes being with me, whether I'm in the house or out here. He just likes being around me. When he was a baby, we got him, and he stayed with me ever since. So that's the reason why he likes being out here with us. Red line assembly lube. Not sure. We got plenty. Okay. Oil in the cylinder. Alright. Put it on here. My dad used to just pour oil on these things to lube them up, and I don't do that quite like that anymore. Ring up on the sides or something. What's going on? Ain't nothing work just right. Let's see here. Like that. This is just like we did a while ago. Get my hands out of the assembly lube. Down here where I can see. Getting here where I can see what I'm doing. I first started messing with motors. I was helping my dad. And I would be under the motor and he'd be on top, usually inside a car. He'd knock the pistons down. I'd line them up on the rods with a crank. And that would be my job. Okay. Let me get my crank wrench. I'm sure that's going to start getting tough. It shouldn't be real tough. We got it built kind of loose. Shoot. Just like that. Turn just as easy as it can be. Get this off. These are not any kind of special rods, nothing special on the rings, pistons, none of that. They're just those cheap pistons. Big block, 402s in there. This is not our 355 for the S10. This is for the modified. So as soon as we get this one built, we're going to be on that one over there. I've already started kind of cleaning on it a little bit. So, but trying to assemble this old motor. It's not any high dollar rings or none of that. Get over here where I can see what you're saying. I'm waiting on some rings to come in for mine. Should have my bottom end built next week, hopefully. Well, that'd be good. It's gonna be a minute before we can get on ours, get that 355 built. So we still got we got some pistons and rods down at BB Cylinder Head to get put together, and it's gonna be a minute before we can get them back. I've been having them tied up with this stuff here, trying to get it together. Of course, they've got other stuff in there too. They've been working, trying to get customer products out. But I can tell you, BB Cylinder Head, them guys are for real down there. They do some real nice work. They helped me out on this stuff. I don't have a bore gauge. Yeah, I see your head's gonna take a while. Same with us. I hadn't got to do anything on the heads yet. I got a bare set over there, but we'll have to take them down there, get them to look at that. We've got a camshaft, we've got our intake, so we've got a lot of parts here. We just got to get everything together at one time. This block that we're going to be using is just an old block I had. It's 30 over. It's nothing special. I mean, truth be told, it don't have any ring grooves, but it had water that it got down in the cylinders and got some rust specks in it. But that didn't seem to hurt that 327 when we put it together, so it may have a little bit of blow by. This motor here is nice, so it's gonna be really nice. It'll be a smoother sounding motor, but it'll be, I think it'll be a pretty good little piece. Get some oil on that. I may not do this exactly the way a lot of people do, but hey, that's all right. We do things outfit style around here. Okay. One piston at a time. Yeah, I could turn it over and all that. It's easier for me just to do this. I'll read that in just a second, Big Block. I can't see it right at the moment. I see it's up there. Let me see what you said. I can't see it from over here. Hey, went off the screen about that time. Let's see. I'm doing mine the way I was taught by my dad. He was a painter though. Hey, I understand that. My dad, he could do just about anything. A lot of things he didn't do right. You know, the nice way, the engine building way. We built a lot of motors on the dirt back in the day when I was a kid. A lot of times he'd try to have something laid down where the motor, he'd have to roll the motor over on one side, roll it over on the other. He'd have a piece of plywood or an old car hood or something to try to keep the motor out of the dirt. But that was about the extent of keeping it clean. He'd take an old shirt or an old bed sheet and try to wipe stuff off. But that was about the extent of it. Had an old chain hoist on a motor, on a tree out in front of the house. The chain hoist got away from us. I don't know where it went. I'd love to. I still had it. It was a real chain hoist, not one of these fancy ones you see now. It has a reel. I've got one over here, but it was the old chain and double pulley. See, Jim's fastback is in there. What you saying? I can't see you over there. How does your track check for short or for stock motors? They just look at them and mainly, if they have an issue, they'll tear them down. If there seems to be an issue somewhere, but, they have the track torn down. That piston there got something in it, and I don't like it. But, looks better. Had a little dust or something on it. But no, they'll tear the motor down, and, if it's legal, you're passed. You know, a lot of times they have to pull valve cover off. Let them check your heads. You're supposed to be running a stock style head or whatever. I've had to do that in that mini stock class quite a bit. They used to have to check and make sure you wasn't running a solid lift cam. And on that mini stock, you had an overhead valve, and or overhead cam, I should say. And with the overhead cam, you can tell real fast by pulling the valve cover off if you got a solid lift cam in it or not, because you got adjustable lifters in the bottom of the head. So that's basically it. They have some of them have a rule where you have to have a plug in the side of your oil pan where they can pull it and make sure you don't have high dollar rods. But I don't know if they ever even checked that. So things kind of gotten out of hand around here. Factory stocks, the guys are building $18,000 motors for them. That's not much of a factory stock, but so it's kind of got totally out of hand. Yep. We're just trying to get this bottom end together. If I can get the rotating assembly done, I'll be tickled. What kind of assembly lube do y'all use? I've used everything from motor oil to bearing grease to this fancy assembly lube. thought I'd just bring y'all along in here tonight. Let you see. Let's put this thing together. I don't know how much I'm gonna do in here tonight as far as this engine. That's that. Now, put down here on this last one. About right. Drop the rod cap. Still looks good. Just snuggle up. That's all I do there. I come back later, torque them. But that's half the motor done right there. Right side, or the driver's side's done. I use the red slippery stuff and oil and cylinders. All right, red stuff for bearings, and I've used that. It's a assembly lube. It's a little old, can't remember who makes it, Permatex or somebody makes it. I've got some of that. I usually use that, but I couldn't find it, and I had this red line assembly lube here. Right there, one finger, look at it. That's what I'm talking about. Red stuff, there you go. All right, let me get this thing turned. Get this side started. Okay. Number 2. It's got them tapered swirl locks down here on the rod caps, and whoo boy, they're hard to do anything with. Chuck at BB Cylinder Head today was talking about that. He's, man, these are tough. getting close on these rings. After this, I'll have 3 more to go. Let me just go ahead and get all these rings on while I'm at it. And I'll have to just keep going back and forth. I'm loose. Yeah. What? That spacer ring, it won't work right. Back off. Why is that not wanting to seat? Right. Hell yeah. Still ain't wanting to seat right. Now I don't know what's going on with this. Bad attitude seat 10, what is Russell up to? I'm trying to assemble small block Chevrolet. Oh, what we're doing here. Figure out why my setup's trying to make my rings keep wanting to mess up on me here on this rod here for whatever reason. And it may be thinking I found the problem. I think I've got a ring that ain't cut in the right spot. You ever had that? I think I got a ring that ain't cut in the right spot. You see that? That ring right there, don't want to seat. It's fitted in all the way around, but it's on top. It's on top of this other ring by one of those notches. So I'm going to have to cut that off so that I can make it work. Yeah, big block 402, that's what my dad used to use, is STP on rod bearings and main bearings. That's the first time I've seen this though. That must be for a 60 older piston or something. They got, you know how cheap stuff happens. Let me get my spectacles where I can see exactly where I got to cut this thing in. where I can see. Well, probably don't need any oil rings. I ain't never had one do that. Let me see if I can get this cut off. Maybe I won't mess it up. Just over here. Here we go. I ain't got a saw. Got a cut-off wheel. Here we go. Get out here where I can get my cut-off going. See if I can mess those rings up. Right. I don't know if it did or not. We'll see. Wrong one. Hey, it's seating now. Got it down in there. What y'all got going on in here? Let me see what y'all say. Yeah, my dad always just used oil on the rings. Put STP on the bearings. And it always seemed to work out good. Now, if this thing uses oil on one cylinder, it will be number 7. Simply because I cut that one oil ring. I don't think we're gonna have a problem. I had to shorten it up because it's too long. How many wishes they was on sick week? I wished I could do a sick week one of these days on a trip. Maybe one of these days have something that'll be fitting to take on sick week. Maybe I'll have enough money put back to do it. That's another thing. That takes a couple bucks to do that deal. So yeah, I bet sick week is fun. I've been watching a little bit of it. Just wishing I could join in on some of that. Get around all them hot rodders. Trade secrets. There's another one. Same thing. Now how's this all of a sudden? The last two doing the same thing. Get this off. I don't understand it. Ring won't sit on top of the other. Same spot. Well, let's do this one. I want to go back to Montana this year, maybe drive a channel car instead of my daily driver. Yep. Take that old Mustang you built on there. Be a fun little trip. Right. So I got it close. I might have too much out of it. Doing the same thing again. There. Alright, I think that's gonna work. Looks more gooder. Looks more gooder. You might be saying, why aren't you checking the end gap on them rings? Well, it's because I've already done all that. And I've got plenty of end gap with these cheap rods or cheap pistons and rings. I didn't go with high dollar rings. I know I should have. But it is what it is. Hey, I don't think. Yep, gotta do that the same way. Now why is it all of a sudden hey, that's more like it. Get it there. might have two of them use a little oil. Who knows? I may have got them off short, may not have got them in right. I don't know. They may puff oil, puff smoke, who knows? Yeah, these rod bearings out. Everybody planning on trying to come back to the no-name nationals? Okay, got it lined up. There you go. Okay. Got anybody in there? Or everybody just sitting back? Got 4 in there. I know I'm a little bored to watch right now. Ain't a whole lot to say during this time. Trying to focus on what I got going. Okay. A little bit of oil there. Yeah, I might have messed them reins up. That went in way too easy. We'll see. Them 2 cylinders right there may leak, may pump a little oil. That is the case. We'll pull it back down, put another set of, yeah, won't even hold itself down. Saying here. My day's going pretty good. Finally getting to get this motor together. So slowly but surely. These rod bolts definitely hang on to them rods or caps. How about that? Stubborn all the way. on. Cylinder lubed up. Just take it apart. Yep, I think I'm gonna have problems out of them two cylinders right there. And if I do, I know what to do. I don't know that I've got any more. I might do that later. Pull them back apart, put some different separator rings on there before we get our heads on. That way I'll feel a little better about it. I think I've got another set of those rings. I'll feel better about it. I'm afraid I'm gonna have some oil burnage out of them too. Be better to do it before I get it together. Than it would be now. Okay. All right. Got the minus thing that I was wanting to get done tonight. Rotating assembly is in. They're not torqued, but they're in. Okay. That's it. I think I'm gonna shut this thing down right here. And just pull y'all off here real quick. Got 5 in there. Show y'all what we got. That's what we've been working on. As you can see right there, 30 overs, These are Engine Tech pistons, so they're not a high dollar piston. They're just a cast, or probably a cast piston, Hyper-Eutectic. But anyway, just stock rods, X rods with good ARP bolts, King bearings, or King XP bearings. So got good bearings, good lower end in it for a motor that's going to turn about. I think the rev limit is 6,400 on these things. So anyway, that's what we got. Got the rotating assembly done. Now I got to pull this gear off where I can get a double roller timing chain gear on it. I'll probably flip it upside down and go to torquing. I see Bad Tree Productions in there. Says looks slick. Yeah, I'm pretty tickled about this. So it's I think this will be a pretty good little motor, and little 355 going to go in there modified. So little cheap pistons, little cheap motor is what it is. So got a bunch of our parts laying right there. So timing chain gear come out of the little 327 that I'd built. I got a high volume oil pump sitting there ready to go. About everything I need sitting right there, other than a camshaft. I still got to get a camshaft. So, and I can get that down at my parts guy down at Greer's down the road here a bit. But yeah, that's what we got. I think I'm going to shut this down right here. We've been on for an hour and 24 minutes. We got the rotating assembly in, and pretty tickled about it. So gonna get around and see what else I can do. Try to get a little bit more done here tonight. I might try to get the heads on it. I might put the oil pump on it. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I don't know that I'm ready to put the heads on just yet, but I've got everything here to do it. But I just want to make sure that I get everything right. So anyway, appreciate it, each and every one of you for jumping in. I know there's not many in there right now. I think there looks like 4 in there right now, but I appreciate all of you. And Russell here is saying God bless you. Jesus loves you. And Outfits Garage is saying keep a hammering, guys.